yesterday. No, not yesterday. Yes, it was yesterday. The 11th of September. Today's the 12th. It was yesterday. I received in my inbox a press release from the Honourable Erica Stanford. Now, it is, we talk about, the world changes very quickly in a week. Boy, is this change. It was headline Future Focus Secondary School Subjects, and the headline read, and then the opening line read, the government's ensuring that young New Zealanders are prepared for the jobs of tomorrow, unveiling new future-focused senior secondary school subjects for the years 11 to 13 curriculum. And I have to say, the subjects, according to Erica Stanford, are planned to be phased in from June 2028, so that's still, 3 years from now. And they're designed to create, quote-unquote, a future-focused curriculum that recognises the growing importance of STEM subjects, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, alongside other learning areas. To join us to talk about that, because he is clapping his hands and almost wetting himself, is our next guest, the former president of the Principals Association, but also the principal of Papatoetoe High School, Vaughan Couillault, and he joins us now. Vaughan, great to see you again, mate. Sorry you were wetting yourself over this, weren't you? You love this.
Great to be here. I do still have bladder control. I'm not that
old. Oh, I don't know about that, mate. I wouldn't have seen, when this
rules.
Came out yesterday, you would have been beside yourself.
Oh, look, it is fair to say that there has been significant interest across the sector in getting their hands on this A3 PDF that has come out, because teachers want to get down into the granular detail. They want to know whether their area of work and what they're passionate about is, for want of a better phrase, going to survive. And indeed thrive with a new curriculum. So it has been eagerly awaited, and it's a fairly comprehensive list.
Okay, let's go through some of the new subjects. There is a civics, politics and philosophy course, new curriculum for media, journalism and communications. Te Matai Te Ara Māori, which is fascinating. I'll come to that later on. There's Pacific Studies, there's music, technology, but there's also primary industry, health and well-being services, outdoor education, automotive engineering, building and construction, infrastructure engineering, blah, blah, blah. Tourism and hospitality. And all of these are going to be part of the curriculum of years 11, 12 and 13. They're 3 years away, Vaughan. Is there still a fair bit of I's to be dotted, T's to be crossed on this matter?
Oh, absolutely, because the only pieces of curricula that have been released for use currently are English and maths. So every other thing that isn't English or maths, we don't even know what it looks like yet. So we've got titles and subjects, although that, you're probably fair to say that we're going to be building on the existing body of knowledge. So it's not blank pieces of paper that we're starting with, but we're not expecting the draft sort of look at the new curriculum areas until term 4 of this year, and it's only English and maths that need to be implemented up to year 10 next year.
Okay, but I am looking at a curriculum at years 11, 12 and 13 that seems incredibly diverse already. Good God, it's got psychology in there, for example, religious studies, a whole series of other things. Is the criticism of senior curriculum in our high schools that it doesn't ready people for the real world?
Well, the criticism is it doesn't exist. So we really only have had a curriculum up to year 10 until now, and then from year 11, 12 and 13, the qualification took over by default, and so achievement and unit standards then became the default curriculum. So a curriculum existing through to year 13 is a new thing.
But if I'm studying history, Vaughan, I don't know, year 12, I've got a curriculum surely that I'm being taught.
No, you've got standards. So there hasn't been a curriculum because assessment is slightly different from the learning, from the curriculum stuff. So a curriculum in itself, that is a national curated body of knowledge, hasn't existed through to year 13. So a little bit of semantics, what comes first, chicken or the egg. But this is a significant shift in terms of, we're going to put a curriculum together over which you then lay assessment rather than the other way around. So in New Zealand for 25 years, we've had assessment driving what is taught and learned, as opposed to what we want people to know driving assessment.
Okay, oh, that's frightening. So that I guess explains again why so many schools opted for Cambridge. It wasn't just the assessment regime, it was the fact they had a defined curriculum to teach. Is that right?
You'd have to ask them, because I haven't worked in the Cambridge environment. We've certainly had a body of knowledge. We've certainly had meaningful content. It just seems that the assessment has been the lead agent. And really, when you're talking about teaching and learning and what we want our young people to know, the curriculum should have come first.
All right. Okay. So we're not now just talking about these new subjects. You're also talking about a whole series of other subjects: chemistry, physics, history, geography.
Yep.
As well, that have to have curriculum by presumably
Yep.
2028. Is that right?
Absolutely right. So everything, if you're looking at that A3 PDF that you may have received in your inbox,
Yep.
all of those things will need defined curriculum. But again, we're not starting from a blank piece of paper. You could, most of the things that are existing in terms of, say, your chemistries and biologies, they do have existing bodies of work in terms of the content that was required from achievement standards or unit standards or whatever. And so the people that will be charged with writing these curricula will have bodies of knowledge that have been curated over time upon which to build. It's just a matter of actually getting them in play, getting them stress tested, getting them consulted on, all of that sort of stuff, which, as you know, takes a bit of time, hence the 2028 deadline.
Forgive me for saying this, but I get the perception, and remember, I'm the outside, so you're on the well, you're sort of on the inside.
Mm.
You're on more of an inner circle than I am. But
Yeah.
I get the perception that the curriculum has the potential, and I certainly look at something like civics, politics, and philosophy, for example, but not just that, to end up in a series of culture wars between, so whoever ends up on the curriculum panel, if they have a strong political or philosophical bias, that could push the curriculum one
Yep.
way or the other.
Yep.
Is there any way that we can assure that we're going to get something, well, some degree of commonality, some degree of if you like, a non-agenda curriculum in the future?
Yeah, I would say that's no different to what our mathematics teachers are worried about, or our physical education teachers are worried about. They'll be worried about who's the team that is being put together to curate and craft this content, and are their views widely shared, and will we see ourselves in terms of education professionals or in terms of students, will we see what they want and need reflected in the materials that they write? So whilst you highlight civics, politics and philosophy, those sort of content, that sort of content has been existing in social studies departments across the country for a while, but you are absolutely right. Who is on each of those panels and how they go about representing the hopes and dreams of educators and students across the country will be an important part of the next couple of years. Absolutely right.
Listen, and on that, I've interviewed about a week or so ago, and then I've seen now a list of 60 odd schools who've gone the other way. So I just explained to our listeners. About 2 weeks ago, a group of about 90 odd, 89 I think it was, secondary school principals
89
signed a
start
letter.
with, yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah,
And
absolutely. Yep.
and then yesterday or the day beforehand, a group of 65 school principals signed another letter,
Yeah.
both in conflict with each other over the progress or not of a replacement for NCA. I take it's made me quite uneasy, can I just say, as a New Zealander, but also as a parent, watching 89 principals line up over there and 65 over there in what seems to be a bit of a culture war happening within the secondary school sector of this country. Have I got that wrong, or am I overreacting, or is something
Yeah,
happening
look,
here that
I don't think you've got it
we should be
wrong.
aware of?